What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So today we're talking about the upcoming Garuda mini rework, which, not sure if it's coming out with the new Nightwave or coming out with Garuda Prime Access. It was kind of hard to tell with their dev stream, but we'll be going over some of the things that are changing. Of course, we don't have all the info yet, but yeah, I actually am extremely excited about this rework because it's exactly what one of the things exactly Garuda needed. Her passive's getting completely changed for the better. And as a long-term Garuda player, basically, I got her the first couple days she came out when Fortuna was launched. She was the first frame I ever Umbra Forma, with the first ever available Umbra Forma. So here we are, like 4 years later. Garuda Prime is finally coming out, and we're going to briefly go over what they're changing. Pablo is the dude, and he designed Garuda, and he actually is also, he's reworking Garuda a little bit too. So whenever he reworks something, it's usually pretty good because he actually seems to play the game. All right, let's get into it. Make sure you're subbed and all that stuff. I do appreciate you guys watching all the videos, even though the game is in kind of a slow state right now. We're also going to get some Garuda gameplay, so I can show you what I mean when I'm talking about, like, this is a really good change. This is just like a public matchmaking mission with a trinity. So here's the big thing about Garuda and her passive. Now, on the current live build, not like what's actually being changed yet, Garuda's current passive is the lower health you are, you deal increased damage. But this has always been a problem for Garuda because if you have any healers in your squad, you can't stay low health because, like I just said, there's a trinity in my squad. He pushes 4, I'm full health again. If I told him, hey, stop healing me, he might just die. He has to heal himself too because that's just how Trinity is. But the new passive is going to be basically the exact opposite. You don't need to be low health. You need to be just basically murdering stuff. So we're going to go on DE's official dev stream and hear it from Pablo himself.
The main thing I want to get with Garuda is like she sometimes feels a little stiff when you're like doing the charging attacks. Like from the jumping around that you can do with her 1 and 2, then it felt weird that whenever you switched to charging her 4th or charging her 1, you kind of went very static. So I wanted to take some of that out, so now you can move faster doing those parts. And then a whole bunch of things that are like upgrades to her survivability, like during her 4th, she's invulnerable now. During the charge of her 2, she's invulnerable. And her passive changed a lot. I know a lot of people never really liked her passive because you had to put yourself at high risk of death to get the benefits of it. So now instead of that, as you kill enemies, you start gaining that damage buff, and then you just have to keep the murdering going to stay.
So, as we saw right there, it's easy, as Rebecca said. So, the way her passive will be now, and this is their gameplay from their official stream, as you can see on the right, there is the Garuda passive icon. As you kill enemies, deal damage and stuff like that, this meter will go up. Not exactly sure how much percentage you'll get per kill, but that is basically giving you the exact same damage you had before from being at 2 health. As you can see right there, 10% health. She's killing some enemies, going to 15. It's going to go up over time as you kill stuff, and you're going to be capping out 100% increased damage to abilities and weapons. I believe someone did the math and said it's really good. Like, I haven't actually done the nerd math on how the passive works, but yeah, that's basically what you're looking for. Just playing the game, doing damage, killing enemies, you get your increased ability damage and increased weapon damage, which are, really good things. That's like a free extra mod. Someone was like saying it's like multiplicative or something crazy like that. So yeah, big damage from Garuda. And you might have heard him say they're adding invincibility while she's casting her 4. We'll have to see how that actually ends up playing out because that has potential to be completely broken, obviously. The way that Garuda's 4 works, you basically just push the button and then you start charging the blades, and you can just release them whenever you feel like it. So this is what I mean. So like I hold down her 4, you get this like this expanding cone, and I can release it whenever I feel like it. I wonder if they mean she'll be invincible while she's firing off her slash blades or what. So yeah, basically Garuda's going to the next level, guys. Garuda Prime is in time for Garuda Prime, thankfully. Because like I said, her old passive, low health, increased damage. Now it's doing damage. As long as you're doing damage, you're doing more damage with your passive, which means Gloom Garuda is going to be even better than it currently is, because the main anti-synergy with Gloom Garuda previously was it was all about your passive. It was really this. Your 3 gets you low health, and then your 2 is usually Blood Altar, which heals you over time, but Gloom is just better than Blood Altar in a lot of situations. So Yeah, so let's just quickly show what I'm talking about. So if I was to be rocking Gloom Garuda, which I usually do right now, let's say I get low health because I wanna take part in my passive. I want to be low health, get the increased damage. We're at 2 health, as low as you can go. 100% increased damage. We hit like a truck right now. But then we used our Gloom because you don't want to be 2 health all the time. And now we're back to full health from like 1 shot. So that was the problem. And even if, let's say I want to get low health again, since I'm already dealing damage over time, some of it's probably just going to like regen. And also, you're just doing passive damage a lot of time in this game without even realizing it because it's so easy and you're just AoE weapons and all that. So yeah, it's going to be the exact opposite. You basically won't want to be low health anymore with Garuda. You'll only go low health to get your energy from your 3. So honestly, with a Garuda build going forward, you could potentially take off Quick Thinking. I mean, Quick Thinking has been a staple mod in Garuda for a long time. But yeah, like this is like maximum laziness. We have full Umbra, Adaptation, Rolling Guard, and Quick Thinking. Like this is as lazy as it gets. I guess we could run Arcane Grace too. You'll potentially be able to run, like, we'll be making some new Garuda builds when the rework comes out. But yeah, potentially could take off Quick Thinking because you won't be at 2 health basically ever if you have Gloom going. You'll go to 2 health for like half a second to get your energy, and then you'll fire off 1 bullet and go back to full with Gloom, or whatever else you end up running. Maybe you're running Magus Elevate, maybe you're running Magus Repair, etc., etc. So yeah, additionally, like I said, she's gonna have invincibility on her 4 and her 2. Well, I don't think she really needs that. I always felt like the 2 should have had like some damage utility where basically you charge an enemy, you turn them into a Blood Altar. Maybe pressing your 4 makes the Blood Altar into like a slash trap where enemies stuck inside the Blood Altar get slashed up. I've always thought that would be a fun idea. It seems like it's not getting any functionality changes. It's just getting invincibility added to the dash portion of it, which, I mean, most people helmet that ability off already anyway, so it's probably not going to change much for the vast majority of Garuda players. Blood Altar can be strong because it is like % missing health, which, technically can scale pretty nicely in some situations. But like I said, most people usually helmet off for like Breach Surge, Gloom, Ensnare, Roar, blah, blah, blah. Whatever good ability you want to go for. And yeah, we're probably not going to even need healing anymore, but Gloom is just so good, and it's still going to have great synergy with her, because you can jam so much power strength, make enemies 95% slowed. It doesn't require that many stats, honestly. Even with not that much power strength, we have 61% slow on this build. So yeah, I'm extremely excited for it. I already was a huge Garuda fan. I'll be putting Umbra Form on Garuda Prime as well, of course. But yeah, that's basically the situation. It's exactly what Garuda needed. It came from someone that clearly knows how Garuda works. This is not a rework by somebody that was just like looking from afar, like, oh yeah, that's how we'll change Mesa. We'll make her 1 do 20 more damage. No, Pablo actually clearly plays Garuda. He designed Garuda, and he's doing Garuda some justice by giving her a much, much better passive for the playstyle she's going for. Like, if you're just like running around killing stuff, you're gonna be like a damage god basically, and you'll be extremely tanky. If you run a build similar to mine, where we're running adaptation, etc. Rolling guard's not even necessary. Like if you go high enough level, it'll probably be a lot more useful. But yeah, so like just a quick overview of what Garuda will be able to do with this new mini rework. So let's just go into the simulacrum, and I'll show you like a quick Garuda combo because someone was asking me how to play Garuda. Let's just quickly show it. So the way you're gonna play Garuda is that, well, first off, make sure you're full energy. You can always use your 3 to make sure you're full energy. But yeah, you want to, if you have Gloom, activate Gloom. Press your 1 to jump on an enemy. This orb I just grabbed from the enemy's knocked over body. This is a % of their EHP. If I want to press the button, or hold the button down, I can charge up that orb and throw it out. When I throw the orb out, I lose my shield, which is still kind of a problem. I don't know if they'll be changing that with the rework. But yeah, you basically lose your survivability you gain from rocking your 1. Like while you hold this orb, this is a shield that's in front of you. You can turn around and it will like follow your cursor. You lose that. That's your survivability down in the front. But yeah, basically this is the % health nuke, and then we use our 4, which will debuff the enemies. Any damage they take will create slash procs, depending on how hard they got hit. We throw out the orb. Since it's skilled at their health, and these enemies are all the same enemy type, they will die, because the slash proc bypasses the armor. Now, of course, it does scale with range, but the general combo is basically make sure you're full energy, make sure you're full Gloom, cast your 1, cast your 4, dunk your 1 on the enemies, and rinse and repeat. We should be able to get full energy again very easily. You can execute enemies that are low health with your 1 as well. So yeah, just keep murdering. So like, that's probably enough enemies we just killed right there to have full damage passive after the rework. So yeah, I'm extremely excited. If you are a Garuda player and you like the way this update is looking, let me know down below. I just think it's really funny because the Garuda passive they're changing is actually like verbatim exactly what I recommended and asked for. Over 2 years ago, May of 2020, I had a Garuda rework video I was asking for, and the biggest thing was making her passive actually more useful. Now, I did want the Blood Orb to be more useful too, and it's yet to be seen if that will actually be a thing. But as of right now, like, I wish that every frame that got a new Prime got a rework like this, because that would be great. You know, Inaros would have appreciated that. You know, Harrow got a mini change. Maybe it's because it's Pablo, honestly. I guess Pablo frames that get their primes get some big changes right before they come out. And then frames like Gara are just forgotten and don't get changed at all. Like, I mean, did Gara Prime get any changes at all? I don't think so. Like, it was just Gara. I mean, Gara is already good, but, you know, it would have been nice. You know, there's certain annoying things with Gara, too. And I think this should be the norm going forward, where we got some nice changes with Harrow, we're getting some nice changes with Garuda, maybe some nice changes with Korra when she comes out, too, not stat stick nerfs or like saying Venari's not supposed to heal objectives or something like that. So hope you guys found this video helpful. I'll see you next time. Lots of videos being recorded today actually for uploads throughout the week, and yeah, new stuff in Warframe coming out. There's a new Nightwave coming out later today probably. There's gonna be like the whatever it's called, the anniversary event and all that. So yeah, I'll see you guys with all that new info. I'm gonna try to get it all out as fast as possible, and I appreciate you sticking out around. Peace, guys.